Hey everyone, Chat GPT is one of the hot topics these days, and I wanted to talk about a macro problem that might arise in a few years. Before that, Chat GPT or any generative AI, I think one thing we need to understand is it learns from everything around it, not just what's available on internet, but also as people start interacting. It trains itself, and whatever you put in the system can become a part of the answer for anyone else in future. And I don't know if you have watched the news recently, but Samsung had to discipline three of its employees because they were using chat gpt for some kind of research, and they put proprietary system chip design information as a part of the question to get an answer, and that was leaked obviously because any AI uses information that is fed to it, and for a company that can be very detrimental. I have also heard about people using AI based note taking software. Terrible idea, because if you're taking notes, most likely it's private to you, it's proprietary business information, and you should never be putting it on a platform where it can be spread out. In fact, our CIO sent out a message a few weeks ago emphasizing just the same, that AI learns from whatever is put to it, input to it. So we need to be very careful on how do we use any generative AI or any kind of AI. But that's not the problem I'm trying to highlight here. As I explained, AI uses information that's available to it publicly, and it reformats it. Google has been doing it for a long time. When Google came out in the 90s, you could put a question as it is and it would answer. If you say, what is the height of Sears Tower, it will find the most relevant link and present it to you. Before that, you had to be very careful about how you were putting a search expression, because these were computer programs. If you put Sears Towers, it will find the most um, important or most relevant occurrence of the word Sears Tower and show it to you, regardless of where it came from. There was no intelligence built to it. But when Google came out with this search functionality in the late 90s or early 2000s, it was game changing. What AI is doing is it's reformatting the research results and actually creating data for you, creating a poem, creating a research synapses, whatever it is, right? The problem with that is, whenever we create a system that leeches off of an existing knowledge base or database or any kind of pool, in the end it ends up depleting itself to the point of extinction and then extinguishes itself. Um, so let's say today you can go to chat GPT and ask for an essay on quantum mechanics, for example, or ask for a trigonometric expression to be solved. How it's doing it is using the literature available on internet and it's creating content for you. 10 years down the line, if everyone is doing this, if everyone is going to chat GPT to create their content and then submitting it, chat GPT will not have any new content, right? It will be just repeating itself. So what I'm trying to say is, at a macro level, I don't see AI getting smarter. It will probably get smarter, but it will not have any more knowledge base than what we already have today. It will help some people in doing things faster, and that's how we do want to use it. But it will make most people complacent and, for the lack of a better word, lazy to generate new content. And if the new content is not generated over a period, it is going to be dealing with a less intelligent, less informed database than what it is today. And it's not a doomsday fantasy. We have seen it in world e- economies. Anytime anyone creates any system that leeches off of an existing established system, we call them disruptors. They end up in the end destroying the entire ecosystem. We have seen it in business, right? Any disruptor that came in tried to leech off of an existing standardized established system, but in the process, as it started disrupting and breaking it down, it it killed the very existence of the pool that it was depending upon. So I see that as a risk. I don't know how are we going to mitigate it, but um, I definitely see the creativity of society in aggregate going down, and that in turn decreasing the quality and the creativity available on AI as we go in future. So um, again, I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how should we handle that, but that is definitely a real risk as we go into future. I already see my own kids, other kids trying to get things done faster by relying upon these tools. And I have posted blogs before that when you are doing practice, uh, you don't want to use cheat codes or tools when you are actually in business, when you are trying to build a program, and if there is a tool that makes you do things faster, yes, definitely use that. But when you are practicing, when you are building your skills, the tools that help you cheat or take a shortcut doesn't make sense. And chat gpt or any kind of generative AI is definitely one of the tools that is going to shorten your um, turnaround time for any problem, but it is also going to be very detrimental for your intellectual growth. So we'll see where it goes.